Peace, Chiefs, and Dares. It's Bronzebird here with another video. Before I begin, like and subscribe. Thank you. So, I'm pretty sure a lot of people may understand what's going on, or people have an idea or concept that when it comes to your privacy, you don't really have a lot of privacy, that is, and more specifically, someone like me, I'm pretty sure that everything I record or everything I do is pretty much being watched or being listened to by a third party or separate entity. I've always thought in my mind since I was young that America is not really home of the free. And more, it starts to become more complex now because they start to have facial recognition programs and all these different things they try to do out here to assure your safety and all this nonsense that they talk about. When in reality, it's all about trying to update you and download your information and download who you are and go along with your information and try to figure out who you are personally so that they know exactly what is it that you're interested in, how you move, where you go, and all these different things. I'm very hypersensitive about certain settings, like when I'm on my phone or when I'm on my laptop and things like that. Just myself, like I don't like certain information's being given out. Now, I have an understanding that certain things can be used against me based on my searches or things that I've looked at in the past. I understand that. That's fine. I'll take that out. But the reason I wanted to make this video today is because now they want to admit that they were already watching your conversations and watching or listening to what you were doing. It's just ironic that now they want to come around and say it. After there's been so many speculations for the last couple of years, if not over a decade, about this famous search engine, ready for it, Google, came forward and finally admitted that they did listen to your conversation. So just want you to just read this article with you guys so I can show you what I'm talking about. Shout outs to the US Sun. And so this is says right here. Now, look, this is what it says. Now, Google says, now this is what it says. All ears, Google admits employees listen to conversations recorded by Google Assistant even without a user's Hey Google trigger. And I can expect that. I can definitely expect something like that. It doesn't really surprise me, but again, I just want to make this to be clear that Google in particular, or a lot of these search engines, or just even your phone listens to you regardless, or any device you have in your house knows you, for lack of a better term, in your most privacy of comfort, That's really what they do. So let's read this article. Shout out to Laura. Google allegedly admitted to listening to conversations recorded by Google Assistant even without a user's Hey Google trigger. The tech giant made the admission during a closed-door meeting with Indian government officials, according to a report, though Google has attempted to clarify the claims. It's not clarifying no claims. Just admit that you're listening. And you nosy as hell, and you be listening to people's conversation. Clarify their claims. This is in order to make y'all feel better. But at the end of the day, they already know you. They know your information. They know everything what you about. You understand? Sources also told India Today the company admitted that its AI assistant will at times record audio on a smartphone and smart speaker even when it hasn't been summoned. Google clarified how the assistant system works in a statement to Android Authority. In standby mode, the device processes short snippets of audio, a few seconds to detect an activation, like when you say, Hey Google. If no activation is detected, then those audio snippets won't be sent or saved to Google, which I don't believe. I don't believe that at all. I'm pretty sure that if you leave your phone in a certain setting, or like location, for example, or if you make searches on Google, they save it. And like this always been said, they sit up there and they sell your information. And then they have up these things called cookies. Y'all know cookies, when they're able to keep repeatedly offering you all these suggestive products and all these different things based off of the searches you've made on their whole entire search engine. But otherwise, not when it comes to your conversations, yeah. Don't you think it's a coincidence? Let's say you start talking things about like food, and all of a sudden you start to get all these ads about food in your mentions. You know what I mean? they listen. I don't think for a second that they just sit back and just say, oh, well, you know, we're just trying to see if you need us. Like, no, I'm not believing that BS. So it says the statement also noted that when the assistant detects its wake word, the recording can include a few seconds before you activate your assistant to catch your request at the right time. Google has previously admitted that employees listen to short recordings to improve language comprehension in its products. Yeah, right. As part of our work to develop speech technology for more languages, we partner with language experts around the world who understand the nuances and accents of a specific language. David Monsies, product manager for Google Search, explained in 2019. These language experts review and transcribe a small set of queries to help us better understand those languages. This is a critical part of the process of building speech technology and is necessary to create products like the Google Assistant. And I would never buy the Google Assistant, by the way. Yeah, I know I'm pretty sure it doesn't matter because I'm pretty sure a lot of my conversations have already been recorded, but it is what it is. I just would never buy Google Assistant. That's just not me. Google has since changed its policies, requiring home and Nest users to opt into having voice searches recorded in the first place in response to the backlash. Yeah, because now it's a backlash. But if it wasn't for the backlash and a lot of people just didn't care, they probably wouldn't be doing all that. If you're unsure whether you opted in or out, or if you're just curious to know what Google's recorded about you, there are ways to check. Checking Google recordings. All of your Google activity can be found in the My Activity section of your Google account. In there, you'll find everything from your Google Maps entries to your search engine queries. You can read a list in the Google Home app or actually listen back to your own voice search history if it has been recorded. Thankfully, you can also easily erase your history by deleting recordings on your PC or deleting recordings on your phone. But that doesn't mean that Google themselves still don't have your recordings and your history that they saved up already. So I mean, yeah, they'll give you the option to go ahead and, you know, view all the stuff that you recorded in your history, but that doesn't mean Google still didn't sit up there and sell your information and still knows who you are. Doesn't matter. Y'all can stop fooling me with that nonsense. How to turn off voice and audio. If you have previously opted into Google saving your audio or voice commands, you can easily stop the devices from doing so. However, it will cause voice searching with Google Assistant to stop working until it's re-enabled. On a PC, you can access the feature by clicking on the settings bar in the top left corner of myactivity.google.com. From there, hit Activity Controls on the menu and toggle audio recordings on or off. Google will ask if you're sure and tell you a bit more about what pausing video and audio means. And that's fine. Everybody has the right to say, hey, you know, I don't want that. If you still wish to proceed, click I agree. If not, hit no thanks. If you're on the mobile app, you tap your profile icon on the top right, tap My Activity, and then Saving Activity. From there, you can once again toggle the feature on or off. That's about it, y'all. Just pay attention to the stuff that's going on. You understand? I just don't believe for a second that they're doing this to really help you. I really don't. Just pay attention, y'all. Peace.